Hello, dear ones. Have you ever felt a certain kind of a sound? You woke up, you tried to see around at night, and there was nothing. And then you freaked out. You started wondering to yourself, what was that? Let's get to see when there is an entity around us, when there is a spirit visiting us, how do we feel? How to make out whether it is that or not, okay? Now you have to know that souls are of two types, okay? The souls that are of high frequency souls and the low frequency souls, okay? Now, what are the high frequency souls? Well, the high frequency souls, these are the souls of very enlightened beings, spiritual beings, saints who visit us, okay? And there are also our loved ones, this love frequency beings also, which are there, who also visit us in their soul form. The ones, our loved ones who have crossed over, who have gone into another realm, they also visit us sometimes, okay? The people, our loved ones who pass away, and then we feel their presence sometimes, okay? So these are all these are one frequency, okay? The high frequency beings, then these are our loved ones, this is also another frequency, and then there are low frequency beings. Now the low frequency beings are the beings who are rather troublesome, I have to say, and they can be pretty troublesome. I have experienced that. I don't know if I will disclose that experience to you all or not, because it was really it was a terrifying experience for me. And those low frequency beings are extremely troublesome, I would say, to the point of dangerous, and also can take our lives also, okay? These are the kind of frequency beings that can be around us, okay? So now let's get into how can we fathom, okay, if there is this energy, this soul around us, okay? First of all, my dear ones, you have to know is that, for example, you're sitting in a room, okay? It's nice and warm, all right? And you're in complete good health, no problem with you. And suddenly you start feeling very cold. Suddenly, like like kind of get shivers in your body, okay? As if suddenly you start, like a kind of a shiver comes into your body, as if you feel somebody has touched your shoulder or your head, or suddenly you just feel that shiver inside of you. And you're in perfect good health, no magnesium deficiency, no iron deficiency, okay? And your room is warm, okay? And suddenly you feel like that cold shiver, run down your spine, or just you feel as if you were touched. So that time you have to know that the change in the temperature of a room, sudden change, okay, around you, that vibe around you suddenly changes. You have to know that there is somebody there. That soul has come. A soul has come to visit you. If you feel the touch, you have to know that this is a loved one who has come, and it will be a very gentle touch upon your shoulder, upon your head, even sometimes upon your cheek also you can feel it, okay? You will feel that, and suddenly, like a kind of a shiver comes into your body. Now, number two, you will smell. You will smell that person, that fragrance, that odor. For example, if your grandmother was wearing a particular perfume, if your grandfather was using that particular soap, if one of your brother, sister, whoever has gone away, your relative, your uncle, your aunt, whoever, was, having that particular odor upon them, your pet, who had that particular, smell, that odor, that smell upon them, when they come to visit you, you will get the smell. You will get that smell. Now, when my pet had passed away, it was very strange, because when my pet passed away, we, did the burial of the pet. And the next day, I was sitting in my living room and I was reading. And suddenly, I felt his smell. Suddenly his smell was there, and it was really like, wow, like he came to meet his mama, that is me. So he had come to meet me. I could feel that smell was there upon him, the typical smell that he had, it was upon him. So when our loved one visits us, for example, your granny was wearing a particular perfume, you will smell that particular perfume when the soul visits you, because they want to hint you, hey, I am here. Because now our realms are different. We are in this physical flesh bone form, and they are liberated soul form. Yeah. So they will give you that kind of a clue, a hint, by their touch, even by their smell also. For example, if you had a relative who was in the hospital for some time, okay, and then they pass away. After they pass away, some of you might smell even those medicines after few days also. You have nothing to do with that place, you're in your place, you will smell that. You will smell the medicines also, because they are there, they have come to see you, they've come to say goodbye to you. Now, there are some souls who are passers by also. Means they have just got lost and they just enter like that. During the day, during the night, anytime it can be. It's not a specific time that, oh, at night, and that is a myth that the souls appear only at that time. No, they can appear at any time, during the day, during the any time of those hours of hours, because they don't have hours now. Okay, we are in that time frame, but they are not. All right. So what happens is that they will come. Some of them, they just, like, sometimes we lose our path and then we just come and we want to ask somebody, hey, is this place? Okay, so they just enter like that by mistake. Some of them enter, and again with the smells, again with the change of temperatures, we will come to know in the house that, oh, there is one. I remember once I was having my breakfast and all the windows and doors were closed, okay, and suddenly I started smelling, the cigar smoke smell. And that is one smell I just can't take. Alcohol and cigarette smell is absolute no-no for me. It kind of, I don't know, it has a very, it makes me react negatively, I have to say that. It really affects my Vishuddhi chakra. Yeah. So, and the alcohol smell is one thing, like if I smell it also, I feel drunk. I'm so sensitive to those smells. So I just stay away from all these kind of places. And even people, I keep them at a distance. I can't take it. It's not that I'm judging them. It's just that I can't take it. That's all. I can't take those smells. They really irritate me. So, coming back to our topic is that I was sitting there and I was having my breakfast, and suddenly that cigar smoke smell I smell. And I know in my house there is nobody who smokes, okay? No one. And no one drinks also alcohol. Hard drinks, you call them, yeah. And suddenly that smell. And I was like, where is this coming from? Then I check all the doors, windows. I look outside, to see if anybody is passing from there. There is no wind also, like, which can get that, through the breeze, the smells can come, but everything was closed. And the smell comes in and it stays for some time. And finally, what I do is, it might sound really crazy, but I say, what do you want? I just say, what do you want? And then there is a kind of a, I feel that kind of a breeze, suddenly. And I was like, there is somebody here. And that soul is, has come here. And I said, now you have to go towards the light. Your time is over. Please go to the light. I, humbly, I speak because I feel that soul is around, because they make me know their presence. And I say, you have to go to the light now. This is not your place. You can't stay here. You have to go. And then I open the door. And then I close the door. And then I say a small prayer. And then I continue my breakfast. And after, there is no smell at all. At all. Make sure, however, you have to make sure it's not like, oh, there is a smell, so there is a soul. No, it's not like that. We just have to first make sure that it's not coming from outside, nothing. First, you have to make sure before you come to the assumption and the conclusion that yes, it is the soul. Okay, you have to be very honest with your sensations, I would say. Okay, now, third thing is lights and candles also. Now, sometimes I remember once what had happened is that there was a client who had come. Those days I was giving a consultation at my place. I had my cabinet. Now I don't give for those specific reasons that I'm going to say that I don't meet people face to face, because some people really have entities upon them. And one such person comes to me. She starts speaking to me and all. And I look at her and I start getting a headache, okay? And I said, okay, just a second. And at such times, when I feel somebody has heavy energies, what do? I have God's picture and then I light a candle over there. And then I lit up a candle. Now she's speaking to me, okay, and she's telling me. And I am feeling that this person has something extremely heavy upon her. Extremely heavy in the sense caught up with some negative entity upon her is completely clear to me. And what happens is that candle that I had put, now that is a good candle, nothing, because sometimes you have to notice that also, again I have to tell you, is that sometimes on the candle wick we can have some dirt, or sometimes it just makes that crackling sound also, but you have to make sure that this candle was a good candle. Okay, it has been used once, so there was never a problem with that. So I have lit it up, and you won't believe, suddenly that candle flame, it kind of elongates, and such a big black smoke it made, and it just goes, it just going on my rooftop. That whole white ceiling, completely a kind of a black spot was produced over there, and it's kind of getting out of control, the candle thing. And I'm like, oh my god. And I just tell her, excuse me, but we have to do something. Can you just go out in the garden? And I direct her to the garden, and I open the windows and all. First of all, I shut that candle off, because it is impossible. I mean, I've never seen such a phenomenon. Honestly, it's like that candle. It's a small candle wick, okay, the small candle flame, and then that elongates like that, and that elongation is, it's like fire, and that thing that is just going up, and it spoiled my whole roof like that. And then I just go outside and I say, okay, we are going to speak here. I didn't want to take her outside. And then afterwards, I, tell her, and I told her that there is something that needs to be cleared off and you should clean. So I make her meditate over there, which she's not ready for. But I said, excuse me, but you will have to do that because there is something that I feel upon you. So just put your hands on the Mother Earth. And then, I helped her out of that. And later she was feeling much, much better. Okay, I go into my room and I literally have to pray loudly, and this is a very good remedy. Okay, this, you have to really make sounds, or you have to clap very, very loudly, and you have to sing whatever the hymns, your bhajans, your dua, everything. You just you say that, and you just open the doors and windows and you get rid of it. And then you burn the sage also, you burn the camphor. Look at my camphor video for that, where I give the tips for that. And you just get rid of everything, that energy that was trying to disturb you so much. That's that. The candle wick, okay, when you light up a candle, that flame, suddenly if it behaves very bizarre, you have to know that there is a problem here. Then the lights also, sudden flickering of the lights also can happen when some souls are there. They will, or a soul is around, they will try to hint you. You have to know something about the souls, which are the good souls. You have to know about them, the loved ones' souls, or even the lost souls. You have to know about them. They're just trying to find help. Okay, so you don't have to be scared. If you're scared, you're inviting trouble upon yourself. You don't have to be scared. Even if it is sort of a dangerous soul, you don't have to be scared. If there is a dangerous soul and if you are scared, then my dear, it's going to attack you. and that attack is not a good one. Okay, so just you have to be careful that you are not scared about it. You just directly, because I get so many mails sometimes saying, ma'am, that night I was sleeping and then suddenly there is this voice which is near my ears and saying something, so it is repeatedly happening, ma'am, so what should I do? So I just said that ask them next time, why are you here? What can I do for you? And who are you? But if your loved one has passed away, you will feel immediately that that person's presence is very much there. That person's presence will be very much there. I know of somebody whose granny had passed away, and it was his birthday. And just a few months ago, the granny had passed away. She passed away in October, and this was in January. His birthday was on the 22nd of January. And at that time, he was sleeping, and he told me that I heard the footsteps of my grandmother, as if she was walking from where usually she used to walk. And he was shivering actually in his bed. He was so scared. And he said, near my bed, it stops. Those footsteps stops. Then suddenly on my bed, I feel somebody sitting, the mattress, the matla, it goes a bit below like that, like, the feeling that somebody's sitting. It was like granny used to sit exactly like that. And then he feels her hand on his hair, like that, on his head, as if she's wishing him a happy birthday. She doesn't say anything. He feels it. For some time, that hand is upon his head. And then afterwards, it stops. Then again, he feels that the matla is again normal. And then, like that, the sound, it goes and it vanishes in thin air. So this is such a beautiful, beautiful story of the visit of a soul, of a loved one's soul. This is what happens also. So as I told you, the candle also, they will try to tell you that through this candle flickering, we are here. Then from suddenly the lights flicker when you're speaking about them, and suddenly tuck, 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 it happens like that. It happens. You should see my Scorpio video, Scorpio personality video. Oh, that was quite a thing also. And many of you, vous avez remarqué, you have noticed that that in between the video only, suddenly those lights go, like a very strange phenomenon happens. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's a technical error, but it wasn't a technical error. Definitely there was that thing that happened because all the lights had been on, the spotlights were on, and that those lights, they started behaving very weird when I was speaking about the Scorpios. So I was like, wow, this is a Scorpio soul who is going from here. Watch that video, and you will see that particular, suddenly like chuck, chuck, chuck. It was really very different kind of a feeling at that time. But I didn't pay much notice to it, but I understood that there was something over there at that time. Now, sometimes you are just sitting at home, okay? You're just sitting and maybe reading or thinking about someone, and there is a gush of wind suddenly. Things are closed. Outside it's normal, nothing. There's a gush of wind. That is a soul also. That is a soul trying to tell you, hey, I am passing from here. I just came to say hello to you and I'm passing from here. I had a bunny, her name was Etwal, and Etwal was not well, so we left her to the veterinary, and the veterinary said that she would have to go through a surgery. And I was looking at her and I really loved her, and I just, petted her and I looked at her in her eyes and I said, Etwal, you will have to come back to see your mama, okay? You will have to come back. You have to come to see me, okay? And she never, the bunnies, they don't make any sound, but here she kind of made a kind of a scream, kind of a, screaming, like a creaky sound came out of her mouth. And I was crying and crying afterwards, just because I had to leave her, and I was feeling it was going to be a difficult time ahead. I was feeling like that. So Etwal was left there, the operation took place, and the veto, they called us to tell that, oh, the operation was successful, and right now Etwal is sleeping, and she will, when she wakes up, we will let you know. So, okay, so I was very, very happy, and I was sitting in my first room. I was sitting and I was just, meditating, and then suddenly, I just felt after 1 hour or so, and suddenly I felt a kind of a gush of fresh air and happiness, sudden happiness I felt. And that, as if, something was moving around and round in my first room, and it was just like happiness I felt, and that gush of fresh air, and everything was closed, and that happiness was there. Really like and I felt so good inside of me, so good inside of me, I was feeling. And after some time, I get a phone call, and I was notified that just 30 minutes before, Etwal had passed away. I couldn't believe my ears. And then I said, she came to see me. Because as soon as she passed away, her soul got liberated there. And that promise, that because when I looked into her eyes and I said that you will have to come to see your mama, you have to come to meet me, I said. And she came, that little being, that soul came and just went around, running around my first room, completely happy, liberated from pain. And that feeling, that gush of fresh air, fresh wind was there, and sudden happiness, like I was taken into another dimension altogether with that happiness that I felt. So if you feel like that, my dear ones, suddenly, that kind of a gush of air or sudden mood change of happiness and all just comes in, you have to know that an ailing soul, whoever it was, a relative or a non-relative or your pet, has now got liberated, and before going they are going to come to say bye to you, and that happened. So that I would say that is that gush of wind that comes in, and that kind of a, that kind of a feeling of that liberation, that happiness that came. It also happened when one of my neighbors, she passed away very, very young, 30 only she was. She had a cancer of her stomach, and she was supposed to come to my place, like, when she was okay, but it didn't work out and all. And I had dreamt just 7 days before her passing away that I saw that she was coughing and coughing. And I went to her and I said, you should go to the doctor now, because she said, no, now my time has come. In her dream, in my dream, she's telling me, okay, that it's her time to go now. And I was like, how, why aren't you taking care of? And then she says, sometimes if you see my daughters, just ask them how they are doing, please, and all. I said, no, you will be fine. And in my dream I'm having this conversation with her, and she is in a completely different room, in kind of the rooms that are not used in her house. She's in that room and she's speaking all about it. And I was feeling very sad about the whole thing, very suffocated with that dream. And then after some days, I learned that she had passed away. And what was the thing? Before I learned that she had passed away, that day when she passed away, because I knew afterwards, is that on that particular date she passed away. And what had happened is that that day, just like Etwal, I felt that gush of wind, the same thing I felt. The whole day I was in a completely different state of mind. It was completely like, no worries, absolutely, like that joy, the joy inside I was feeling, complete joy, elevated inside of me, because she had visited me, and couldn't come to my place, as if she came and the whole day she stayed with me. Her presence was there. I felt it the whole day. And in the evening at the dinner table, I was speaking to my family members, and I said, today I really felt this kind of, that elevation, and it was such a beautiful energy. I wish I feel it every day like this. And afterwards, I had learned that she had passed away on this day, and that was quite a thing. So, my dear ones, when when your loved ones, when your friend, somebody passes away, and you are a very empath or a very sensitive soul like me, then you will feel that presence. You will feel it. They will come, they will tell you, because usually, some people say, "Oh, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in all of that people see ghosts. I'm not scared." No, it's nothing about being scared. But you don't believe because you have not experienced it. Only those who have experienced it, like me, will believe it. I was also very skeptical, like, oh, what is that? Oh, what is this? But until I didn't experience it, I could not say that I believe in it. And one thing is for sure is that when you are an empath, when you have that hypersensitivity inside of you towards these elements, towards all the little things of life, the hypersensitivity, if you have, only then you will see them, then you will feel them also. So make sure that when you have these kind of experiences, there is somebody telling you something. Then there is also another thing is that objects also, falling of objects also happens. Like you're sitting, for example, you have a photo frame of your loved one who has passed away, you're there, and you're just thinking about them or you're speaking about them, and suddenly, poof, out of nowhere, some object falls or their photo frame falls down, or suddenly there is a crack or something happens. I remember one of this fan follower of mine, Vishal. You must be listening, Vishal. You remember you said about your mother's picture also, that suddenly her picture, when they were speaking about her, and suddenly something had happened to that frame of his mother. Suddenly, as if she wanted to show, hey, I am just around, but now I'm in a different form, but I'm just around. Yeah. So these kind of things happen. Just that photo frame will fall, or there is one story I would really like to share. I'm sorry this video is getting a bit longer, but I would like to share this story. It's my ex-brother-in-law. His grandfather had passed away, and everybody had come home after the funeral and all, and everybody was sleeping at night. Now his grandfather had a special room where he used to sleep, and they all were sleeping in different rooms, a big house they have. And suddenly they started hearing the shouting of anger, and that was the sound of the grandfather. And the grandfather, as if and the banging on the walls, bam 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 bam, like that. And everybody is woken up, everybody is listening. And my ex brother-in-law told me is that none of them were ready to accept that grandfather's soul was not happy that he had left, and he was just creating a havoc in that room. He was also there sleeping in the same room, and this was happening, and that bum 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 sound was happening in that house. Yeah, and that sounds of anger, and nobody wanted to accept. Means so much that we are seeing it, we are hearing it, but we don't want to accept it. Why? Because, well, what will people say? Oh, you are hearing, you're hallucinating, you've lost your mind. But no, it was happening over there, because it was his room, and I think somebody had slept over there in that room also. So he was not happy at all, and he was not happy that he had passed away. And so it was a terrible drama that night that had happened. Next day, nobody, that room was closed for quite some time, until after many years, I was the one who slept in that bed, and it was terrible, because oh, that was terrible. I will not tell that, but it was a terrible experience. It was really a terrible experience. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to say that because I'll be scary, all because I was quite scared at that time. Yeah, and I was not that brave. Right now I am. I'm not scared now, but that time I was really scared. I was just coming from India, and I'm sleeping on that bed, and I'm getting this kind of an experience. It was a terrible experience. So the thing is that the souls also will tell you if they are happy, if they are unhappy. And yes, if some of you hear some kind of sounds also, like one of you wrote to me saying that, oh, I hear some kind of sounds when I'm sleeping in my bedroom on my roof and all that. I have to tell you one thing. First of all, check on your roof, okay? Because sometimes there are animals also. Like we have the fuin who goes, the whole entire family of this animal stays on our roof the whole of winter, and I don't feel like disturbing them. They discuss, they make bam 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 sounds on the roof also. First time when I came to know that, I was a bit scared because I didn't know what was up there, and then I was like, okay, fine, there's an animal, okay, because they didn't make a sound with their mouth, but they were moving, they were running, so somebody would feel that, wow, there are souls running, there are souls, so make sure first of all that there is no animal in your attic or under your roof, because there is space there, and that happens, okay. And so many people can feel, oh, there is a soul over here, oh, there is a ghost over here, there is a bhoot over here. This is no bhoot, my dear, okay. It is just a little family of animals who are finding shelter under your roof and want to stay there. But definitely, if you're sleeping and if in your room there are no animals in your house, there are no pets in your house, okay, no birds, nothing, but you start getting different kind of sounds, different things breaking, and like, I would say, a bit off normal things happening that usually don't happen, then my dear ones, then you have to, I would say, don't be scared, wake up, put on the lights and go and check. Go and check, don't worry, okay. And you can clap also, but tell your family members, otherwise they'll feel you've gone out of your mind also. You can clap, or you can just inside of you can just pray and be very strong and brave, as I told you, because the dangerous souls that are there, they want you to be weak, because they are looking for a body. You have to know something is that they don't have a body, okay. They are looking for a body, and that body should be weak, because like that they can possess that body. So you have to be very careful about that. The moment, like in Hindi we have this kind of a proverb, jo dar gaya so mar gaya, means the one who is scared is dead, okay. We say that. So don't be scared, go, and just be very strong when this kind of an experience you get. Sometimes you can see this also, the forms and all also. You can see, if you get this kind of an experience, be brave, okay. Never be scared of this, because they, first of all, you have to understand, they don't have any power without you giving them power, okay. So you have to be careful about how you are interacting with this kind of an experience that you can get. And when they are your loved ones, they will also come into your dreams also to tell you something, okay. And then they will guide you also towards that particular place of something that they have kept, or a kind of a memory that they want to revive inside of you. So just say thank you to them, and always pray for those souls, even if those souls are just visiting you and going by. Just pray for those souls. And as I told you, never ever be scared of any kind of soul, especially when you feel you're being attacked. That time, if you are scared, then it's going to be very difficult, okay. Because then you are in for a big trouble, because there are some souls who are just looking to possess a body, as I said, okay. While there are some souls who want to fulfill certain desires also, so they can come, and they can try to see where you are weak, and then they can take you into any kind of weakness. You must have seen people doing all kind of crazy things also. They were not like that, but they become like that. I have n number of stories. As the time is running short today, and I was told by my editor is that you better make your videos short, okay. So I'm going to follow my editor for once. I never obey my editor, okay. And then some of you are complaining, why can't you make your videos shorter? So, well, I have to end it right now, but I'm going to come back, and please let me know if you have had some kind of experiences like that, if you did feel all these things that I said, or were there different ways in which those souls have approached to you. Please do let me know in your comments, and please do like, share, okay. Why share? Because people need to know that they don't have to be scared of all these kind of stuff that is happening, but you have to be strong and brave, and spiritually you have to become very strong inside. So none of these energies can really how can I say, attack you. They can attack you, but it won't impact you for very long. When God is with you, nobody can be against you. Until then, please do take good care of yourself. Please do like, share, and comment. And yes, life is good. And actually, no one is bad. But some people, when they pass away, they are in trouble. And we have to help them to go towards the light. Okay? Bye bye. God bless.